So New Year's Eve just gone. I looked myself in the mirror and I did not like what I saw. I stood on the scales and it read 112 kilos. 112. The heaviest I have ever been by quite a way. And I knew at that moment something had to change. I said not just physically, but I had to emotionally and mentally change my outlook on life and focus on what is important. And those important things are for me, my son, who is 7, my beautiful fiance, who is now 37 weeks pregnant. So we've got another little man on the way very shortly. So that night, I made a promise to myself and to them, albeit not telling them, that I was going to sort myself out, starting with the physical side, which I find personally leads into a big mental shift once you get the ball rolling there. So, as I said, about 112 kilos. Have a look here. That is what I looked like on New Year's Eve. Not happy. I let myself become comfortable with life. I used the excuses of, I'm going to the gym, I'm bulking, I'm getting stronger. But in fact, I was becoming fat. I was unathletic, unfit. Training was getting harder. So I needed to make that mental shift there and stop using excuses and let in the comfortableness of life and the excuses of all that dictate sort of what, how, when, and what I do. So now, this is me now, about 3.5 odd months later, down 15 kilos, been a pretty aggressive cut. And then halfway through this cut, I found the desire to run again. And this is sort of what has brought me here to recording this. Is I then decided on the whim on that moment to sign up for an ultramarathon, albeit only a 50k. Some people won't say it's an ultra, but you know what, 50k's is 50k's. So in November this year, I'll be running the Grampian Peak 50 kilometre. Running, walking, stumbling, I don't know. Anyway, I'll be completing, I promised myself I will complete the 50 kilometre Grampians ultramarathon in November of 2026. I don't have a running background at all. My background stems from team sports growing up, basketball and cricket, a little bit of footy, and then since then delved more into individual sort of training, focusing mainly on strength. I've done some bit of powerlifting and strongman, which has led me to that perma-bulk sort of phase of my life for the last sort of decade. Combination of that, poor sleep, poor diet choice in not the greatest of training has led me to that weight gain, which has caused the catalyst, which has been the catalyst of this massive shift in my life. As I said, I'm not a runner. I think the longest I've ran in the last few years has been a couple of kilometres. So this has been a huge shift. Slowly building up the kilometres while still maintaining this strength. I don't want to lose my size. I don't want to lose that athleticness. I don't want to just become a runner. I want to be an all-round. I don't want to use athlete because I'm not an athlete. I don't think. I just want to be a fit adult who can get down and play with these little men on the floor, go out and kick the ball, enjoy life, run around and not be puffed and not be sore and not be uncomfortable and not have to explain to the little kids that, oh, dad can't do that because X, Y, Z. My little man, the eldest, who is 7, is from a previous relationship. So dealing with co-parenting, organising the logistics of that, along with the shift work, trying to fit in some training, trying to fit in good quality time with my beautiful fiance. It's a bit of a juggling act, and the focus for me is making sure that this training doesn't take over anything. It's adding. I don't want to take any of those things away. I'm just adding this in. So that's been a little bit of a juggling act. but I think we found a nice little balance going forward there. So I'm confident we can get this done and still maintain the priorities in life there. I guess at the end of the day, why I'm recording this is purely, it's just for me, for a creative outlet, for me to see the journey, to journal the journey, to document the journey. This is where the plot twist came in. As I said, everything was going well, 15 kilos down, running was up, I was putting in 30 odd kilometre a week after about a month, and then boom, hernia. I suffered a hernia injury 3 years ago doing some strongman stuff. Minor. Surgeon said, don't worry about it, it's going to be okay for a while, just monitor it. We monitored, it's been fine, and then boom, nothing, it just happened. So I poked out a little bit more, so now I am booked in for surgery tomorrow. Awesome. That will put a bit of a dampener on the training for the next few weeks. 1 or 2 weeks of barely doing anything, and then another couple of weeks after that of very modified stuff before we can get in. But yeah, I'm going to document that, document the recovery. It'll be slow and steady, but still focusing again on making sure I get what I need to get done, and then we'll go from there, I guess. It's just a shame. Yeah, everything was running really well for a while, and things were progressing really well. So it's a bit of a hiccup, a little bit of a speed bump, but that's life. Life isn't perfect. These things happen, and that's the mindset shift I've had now this year. Is it doesn't have to be perfect. It never will be. It probably will never be perfect. It's just a matter of accepting that it's happened, dealing with it, and then focusing on how you can still make it work regardless. Anyway, a quick little montage coming up here of just some strength training and a bit of running that I've done in these last few weeks, to give you an idea of what it was and how things were moving and the likes of that. Obviously, things have changed since, but hopefully it'll give you a bit of a glimpse into what I was up to, and yeah, we'll see how we go.
quick little glimpse of what I was up to in the last few weeks or last few months, start of the year I suppose. Weights were going up at the gym, weights were coming off on the scale, kilometres were going up on the trails, and then the old hernia popped out and has put a bit of a speed hump in the old training system. So a couple of weeks of doing not much at all, which is going to be interesting, and then a few more weeks of just easing very gently back into it. I'm not going to rush it, don't want to risk hurting, ruining, ripping it open again, so we'll take things very slowly, but hopefully within a month we're back on the trails and in the gym's almost back to 100%. So while it's not perfect, it is what it is, and we just deal with it, I suppose. Could be quite nice to have a few weeks off work and just try and relax, maybe read a book, who knows, probably not, but we'll try. So I'm going to keep documenting, keep recording. Next few weeks will be pretty boring, I guess, but then after that we'll get back into it, and we'll just see, I guess, where this year takes me. But yeah, one thing is we'll get to that start line, and we'll get to that finish line in November. So anyway, till next time, take it easy, be safe, and we'll see you then.